It is an encounter that the world is waiting for. For the first time, Joe Biden and Xi Jinping will come face to face. They will meet in Indonesia on the sidelines of the G20 summit. What will be the tone of these discussions? Well, we expect nothing less than confrontation. Ties between the US and China have soured. Their fierce battle over Taiwan is dictating the trajectory of this relationship. Joe Biden has already vowed to defend the island militarily if China attacks. He probably reiterates his commitment when he meets President Xi Jinping.
What I want to do with him when we talk is lay out what kind of each of our red lines are. And Taiwan doctrine has not changed at all from the very beginning. So I'm sure we'll discuss China, Taiwan.
That's the goal of this meeting as far as Biden is concerned. Why does the American president feel the need to have this chat with the Chinese president now? Well, America desperately wants to avoid a confrontation over Taiwan. Washington has shared an assessment with its European partners. Here it is. It is a stark warning. America says a conflict over Taiwan would trigger a huge economic shock. The US and its allies are stepping up their contingency planning. Let's get to the specifics here. The US State Department has shared some estimates with the Europeans. A Chinese blockade of Taiwan will cause annual losses to the tune of $2.5 trillion. Now, what was the purpose behind sharing this report? Washington believes an invasion of Taiwan will be devastating and Europe will not be insulated from the economic devastation. The US wants to ensure it has the backing of Europe on the issue of Taiwan. It has started a formal dialogue. Officials from the US and the EU have started talks. What are they discussing? How to prepare for a possible conflict over Taiwan. Now, the Biden administration is engaging with the UK as well. Earlier this year, both sides held contingency planning talks for the first time. Why does the US think all this planning is now necessary? Now, that's because America believes there is now a serious threat of an invasion. Consider this warning from last month. Admiral Michael Gilday is the chief of US naval operations. He believes China could invade Taiwan within a year and the American forces must prepare. So the threat is real. But the best way to fight a war is to prevent it in the first place. And that's why the US feels the need to engage with China directly.
For the first time since he's come into office, President Biden has come into the presidency, he will get to sit in the same room with Xi Jinping, be direct and straightforward with him as he always is, and expect the same in return from Xi, and then he can make his judgments on that basis about how to take things forward. That's why this meeting is extremely important.
That is what Joe Biden hopes to get out of this meeting. There are other things that Joe Biden hopes to discuss too, like the differences over trade, China's alleged human rights violations, missile launches by North Korea, and climate change. Fundamentally, Biden would hope to restore Washington's channels of communication with Beijing. 3 months ago, China had snapped all ties. This was after the US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. She was the highest-ranking US official to visit the island in 25 years. China saw the visit as a grave provocation. It responded by cutting off key communication channels. So how would Xi Jinping approach his conversation with Biden? By reminding the US president of China's red lines. China's foreign ministry gave an insight earlier today.
The Taiwan question is the core of China's core interests. The One China principle is what underpins the political foundation between China and US relations. The 3 joint communiques are the most important guardrail for China-US relations. The US needs to stop fictionalizing, holding out, and distorting the One China principle, and abide by the basic norms in international relations, including respecting each other's country's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and not interfering with other countries' internal affairs, and return to the 3 joint communiques and the One China principle.
和一个中国原则上来。
The US and China are both major powers. They have some good reasons to work together, like the stability of the global economy and saving the planet from the worst effects of climate change. But considering the tug of war over Taiwan, any space for collaboration is rapidly shrinking. And let's hope the Xi-Biden meeting can reverse this. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.